Alright guys, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today we're going to be talking about the T598 from Thrustmaster. So, I haven't been able to get one in my hand yet, but I have watched a lot of the reviews, so I want to kind of pull all that information together and give you guys my thoughts on the reviews. I know these videos, like, people make these all the time, but if you care about this channel and you care about my opinion, then maybe it'll help you kind of get some clarity out of what's going on right now. So the way I'm looking at it, I've watched Traction GG, I've watched OG, I've watched a bunch of these early reviews from the samples that were sent out by Thrustmaster. And to be completely honest with you, I have more questions than I have answers still. Like, nobody at all, period. None of these reviewers have been able to have been able to sell me on the T598. If anything, they've made me like less likely to care about it, to be completely honest with you. That is the feeling that I get from the overall T598. Now, a lot of them are using Fanatec's, and most of them are like, oh yeah, I'm testing it out, but I'm going right back to my Fanatec. You know what I mean? Like, that has me worried that the Thrustmaster T598 is not going to deliver what they said it is. Or it's either these guys have... I'm a very perceptible person when it comes to, like, force feedback and feeling. Like, I can feel that, like, texturized stuff significantly better. Like, that's why the Logitech G923 absolutely blew me away, because that type of feeling is like is cool. Like, it adds an extra layer, and not one of these guys have been able to convince me or even being able to articulate in any kind of way that type of a feeling to me. They're like, oh, I can feel like the rocks or the bumps or the... I want to know, how does it actually feel? Does it compare to True Force in terms of, like, that haptic feedback that you get from like the curbs or from the dirt or the grass or anything like that? Like, how does it compare to that? Most of these guys are putting out their, you know, their 10 to 25 minute videos, and they're going to put it back in the box, put it on a shelf, and move forward. Like, none of them care enough they care more about the clicks than they actually do the product. And that's what's kind of got me a little bit irritated, because I want information for this freaking product. Is this something that I could actually recommend to my community? But the way these guys make it sound is that this product is just cheap, it's oversized, and it doesn't deliver it doesn't deliver a better experience than what you're already getting with a Fanatec. And if that's the case, absolutely, I would recommend going and buying a Fanatec, because the Fanatec DD Pro is absolutely incredible. Yes, it is more money, but this wheelbase is incredible. I love my DD Pro. That's why I was super excited about the Thrustmaster T598 with the new direct axial flux motor, was because I wanted that that haptic feedback inside the wheelbase that would deliver like a resonant feeling into my cockpit. That is something that I would definitely love to have. Now, I went out and bought the Thrustmaster TGT2 specifically to review and compare to the T598 because I actually wanted to see how the TGT2 was going to perform with Gran Turismo, seeing as that whole setup is designed around Gran Turismo. I was like, okay, I want to try this. I want to see how that feels. Right now, to date, that is the best feeling wheel that I have for Gran Turismo. The overall feeling that you get from a direct drive for Gran Turismo, to me, just kind of feels stiff and sharp, and it doesn't give you that, like, I don't know, like, it feels a little bit too sharp and direct on a direct drive wheel. Whereas with the TGT2, that game feels absolutely incredible. It feels good, and it's all about feeling. When it comes to me, it's all about feeling and visuals and stuff like that. I love the way it feels on a TGT2. I actually, to be completely honest with you, if TGT2 was the only wheel I had, I would 100% be happy. Now, when I switched from belt drive wheel from the Thrustmaster TX to direct drive a couple of years ago, my mind was so blown over the way direct drive feels compared to a Thrustmaster TX that I was like, I swore those off as toys. I was like, dude, I will never play on a toy like that again. And then Thrustmaster sent me the T128 and the T248. And by golly, I was like, wow, these actually feel pretty dang good. And that was what was like, okay, because I tried the T248 on Gran Turismo and it felt good. And I was like, wait a minute. So I wanted to try the TGT too on top of that. Well, I got the I won the Logitech G923. Somebody sent that out, and that one there delivers that actual like more haptic feedback, like when you're going over curbs or you're going around corners and stuff like that. You get like this tactile feeling, and when you're on a game like Assetto Corsa Competizione, like you can actually feel like the road and all of that stuff. So I was like, wow, this is a very impressive feeling, but there's just not enough force feedback to actually put that wheel. If that Logitech was 5 Newton meters with that feeling, oh gosh, that true force, that would be my pick all day long for Gran Turismo, because that would absolutely feel incredible. So I was excited when Thrustmaster announced the T598 with that type of harmony feedback, that I was like, okay, this is going to be good. A direct drive gives me all the one-to-one, gives me all the direct drive feeling, with the advantage of being able to utilize that harmony or that haptic feedback all in one thing, because I've already got kind of that feeling with the Fanatec DD Pro on like Assetto Corsa Competizione, but having that across the board on all the games and stuff, with a company like Thrustmaster that has the ability to be supported by all of these different manufacturers and all of these different, you know, sim racing, you know, like the developers and stuff, I was excited. I was super excited. And to find out that, you know, like Logitech, even their G Pro series, that right there, my friends, is expensive. But if True Force feels the way it does on the G Pro, like it does on the G923, ooh, boy, that would be a strong contender for your monies. Very strong. I know it's expensive. I know it's over $1,200 for that setup on the PlayStation 5, but ooh, that True Force was impressive. I like that extra haptic feedback though. I've already got all the other feeling with, I mean, even the TGT2 delivers enough force feedback and raw power to satisfy you on pretty much every game you're going to play. If you definitely want that higher end stuff, yeah, get an aluminum rig, get a bigger freaking 15 to 20 Newton meter wheel setup. I personally didn't really need that much power, because it's like, dude, I'm on an FGT cockpit. I don't need 15 Newton meters. I've had 15 Newton meters. And when you turn up 15 Newton meters, it's just so, like, it just wears you out so fast that it's like, it's pointless. You're like, oh my gosh. So like doing all of that is just kind of pointless. Like 5 to 8 Newton meters is absolutely perfect for most sim racers, and especially most casual racers. I consider myself a casual like the rest of you, but the thing is, guys, and I know these videos get all over the place. I'm sorry. I do apologize about that. I'll never write a script. I can't sit here and read. Like, my ADD is too bad. But, you know, when I look at what Thrustmaster has, and from all the reviews that I've heard, it's big, it's bulky, it's cheap, it's, you know, like I'm concerned that there's really not a whole lot of follow-up from these guys. It's like they get their product, and I've done that on my channel too, guys. I'm not saying that I don't agree with the way they create their content. I've been given products that I've reviewed once and thrown right back on the shelf because I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to use that again, but it was cool. I mean, I showed it to the community. But it's like, yeah, dude, I've got a whole bunch of PSVR 2 stuff that's sitting on the shelf, and the one that I use is the Tuckluck. I'm like, dude, they all sent me a whole bunch of stuff for that when it first came out, and I was like, okay, whatever, I'll try it. And so I get it, like, I understand it, and that's what's got me worried about the T598 the most. That has me worried. It's like they're not talking about it. They put their videos up. And I mean, like, Traction obviously is putting more videos up while they're at ADAC and stuff like that. But, you know, I want actual somebody to be like, whoa, this is so exciting that I'm going to switch to the T598 over my Fanatec DD Pro, or, man, I'm done with the TGT2. This is perfect, and it delivers on that. That's the kind of reviews that I'm looking for. I'm not looking for these, like, the promotional videos, and that's what I feel like most of the reviews out right now are, just promotional videos. And I get that. Like, I 100% get that. It's like these guys are not committed to to the overall product or whatever. They're committed to making a good, fair, honest review and giving you their honest feelings on that. And I agree with that. Like, honestly, you know, I mean, for most people, you know, going from one direct drive wheel to another direct drive wheel, really not that big of a freaking difference. Like, you could literally buy entry-level direct drive wheels and they feel pretty dang good. Like, you would be unable to convince somebody that, like, this is better. You know what I mean? Like, like I said when I was reviewing the Camus stuff, you know, I was like, dude, there's no way you're going to convince me that a Fanatec is significantly better than this. But a Fanatec is definitely a significantly more reformed experience. Like, it's refined. It's so much more refined, and it just feels good. And there's support for all games out of the box and stuff like that. And that's pretty much what separates the names like Fanatec, Thrustmaster, Logitech from all of the other guys that are just getting into it, is the fact that they have the support of the developers that program individually for their wheelbases, so they feel incredible when you play them. I mean, I'm pretty sure that most force feedback is pretty, it's pretty good across the board. But yeah, guys, in terms of like the way I'm feeling about the 598 right now, I really kind of wish that Thrustmaster would have sent this out to me early enough so that I could, because I plan on doing extensive coverage of the T598 when I get my patty cakes on it. I'm gonna cover it for like the whole month. You know, I'll be covering that, and then after that whole 30 days of like just doing racing videos with it, getting used to it, doing settings videos, you know, just really 100% like getting my arms, like getting it and like getting all that content out, I'll be swapping from the TGT2 to the T598 back to the Fanatec DD Pro. I'll be throwing the Logitech G923 on there. Just as time goes on, I'll be like doing racing videos and showing off these different wheelbases. I'll have the T248 back on there. I'll be doing these videos, and because that's something that I want to do like, going forward. I want to show these products off, and I want to be able to, you know, give people like the ins and outs and help them find the right setup for them, because this stuff can get expensive very quickly. And I don't... Honestly, though, if you bought the T598, I don't think you would be in a bad financial position for it, and I do think that you would be satisfied overall. Like, if from what these guys are saying is that, you know, the way I feel is it's not really any different than what I already got, so it's like, whatever, you know? And that's literally what I take away from it. I take away that it's a cheap build, that it is big, massive, so you would have to find a way to hook this thing up, and that it is just cheap materials, stuff like that. That's the information that I feel like has been communicated to me. But then, like, yeah, obviously you get like the little overhyped stuff, you know. Obviously all reviewers do it. It is what it is. You get that overhype, that overexcitement, that honeymoon phase when they hand you something, you know, and you get a product and you're reviewing it. So I know, I mean, I feel that way a lot too with certain products. And, you know, for the most part, guys, like, I don't think honestly that you would be in a bad position if you got the T598, but it does kind of feel like this is something that they're going to have to build support for over time. So maybe your favorite racing games are just not 100% dialed in. But honestly, if you're coming from a controller to the T598, it's going to blow your freaking mind. No matter what the force feedback feels like, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind, and you're going to be like, whoa, what the heck, dude? What was I doing on a controller all those years? Yeah, dude, it's going to blow your mind. So obviously, from people, you know, trying to decide if they need to switch from a TGT2 or a Fanatec DD Pro, from what I've heard, I think you're safe. If you want my honest opinion right now, guys, I think you're safe. You're probably safe. You probably don't need to worry about switching over. You're probably good to go with your TGT2 until it stops working, or your Fanatec DD Pro until it stops working. I don't think you're missing out on much. Sadly, that's what's been conveyed, and that's what it sounds like to me. So I think you're good. And if you don't have access to a wheel, or you've never had access to a wheel, I think you're good either way. If you want to buy this product, I think it'll be all right. If you don't want to buy this, or if you've already got a product, you don't necessarily need to upgrade. I don't know if it would be worth the time upgrading and then, you know, having to, you know, get new pedals and all that stuff, because I guarantee you that the pedals that are coming with the new Raceline pedals, by the time they finally get a load cell and stuff out there, you might have just been better off to just get the TLCM. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm still excited for it. I still want to check it out, and I'm still gonna do the most thorough review, setup videos, all of that stuff when I get my patty cakes on it. But I don't know when I'm gonna get that. If I have to buy it, it's not. I'm not getting it until next year. If Thrustmaster sends it to me as soon as they can get it to me, then I will definitely review it, and I'm gonna make videos for it. Like I will do way more content for this wheel setup than I think a lot of people are gonna do. So. Alright guys, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.